Alright guys, ignore my messed up face. If you've been following any of my posts on Twitter or anything, you know I've been out doing some classes this weekend, so I'm sure I got crap all over my face. Anyway, I'm out here for my first Stealth Camping Alliance video, and this month's challenge is the airport stealth camp. So they never said it had to be an operating airport. So let me show you where I'm at. So this right here is an airport terminal, or at least it used to be. And I'll prove it. As you can see, it is in a state of disrepair. But I'm going to take you through and we're going to take a look. So this airport was originally built back in the 1950s, I believe 50s. And we're up here kind of in the middle of nowhere. A place called Reed City, Michigan. Why does this place have an airport, you're asking yourself? Well, the answer to that question is the auto industry, as most things in Michigan are. Okay, so just want to update a little bit here. I was incorrect about the auto industry part. Well, I was partially incorrect. It was purchased later by an electronics company that made parts for the auto industry. The original company that built it was called Miller Industries, and they made storefronts, which is why the terminal looks the way it does, because it was built to sort of showcase their storefronts when they would fly in customers and things like that. Yeah, and then later I'm going to mention the stage that's in there. It was used as an auditorium for like company events and stuff, so that's why the stage and the curtains are there. Yeah, so just a little update on that. I mean, I guess other points of note, basically 1980 was when it ceased operation, and has just kind of sat there since. Apparently it's used every once in a while for RC plane enthusiasts that fly, that use the runway in the areas out there to fly. But yeah, other than that, it pretty much sits abandoned, as you can see. Beautiful little pond. There's some homes right across the pond, so I'm going to try to not get immediately spotted by them. Nice picnic table right here. I don't know, maybe it was used as a theater for a minute or something. There's like a bit of a stage up here. Beautiful parquet flooring at one point. Yeah, there's like curtains and stuff. Yeah, I don't. Left my flashlight back there, but this was a bathroom, it looks like. That says tower. What are these door handles? Yeah, there's another building over there. Old pool table. It's a shame. Nice big pieces of slate. Nice big hole in the roof. I think this is an elevator. Yeah. Yep, there's a capacity. £1,500. If you still don't believe me, we're about to go up into the tower. Making for a nice footing. Alright, here's the roof. Nice shot of the setting sun there. Floor seems sound. This looks like your elevator. All right, boys. We are going to go all the way up. It seems sturdy. All right. We are officially in the control tower. So there's the runway out there, which we'll take a look at in a minute. All right, let's go check out the runway with what light we have left here. Step through. Still see the windsock up there. That's where we just were, up in the tower. So what we got here, some sort of hangar, repair facility, cab of an old truck. Super cool. What I'm really interested in is this. GMC. This is super cool. Man, wish I could take this truck home with me. What's crazy is there's probably truck and car enthusiasts and whatnot who would love to have this. I mean, it's basically stored inside. It definitely needs a lot of work, but it's pretty cool. Now, my understanding is this place was bought by some sort of, well, not some sort of, by an electronics company. And they used it for their manufacturing facility for a while. At least that's what it said, but it really doesn't seem that way. I mean, they eventually built their own buildings, which are up the road a ways, but on the same basic plot of land. Old pallet jack. Some birds. It's amazing what you can find if you look around a bit. Yeah, so that way, another, oh, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile down the road is where the new buildings are for the electronics company. And yeah, let's go find the runway. It's over on the other side of this field, I believe. This is the building we were just walking through. Beautiful sunset happening right now. And here we are. This is the runway of Reed City Airport. Okay, so right here, the sharp-eyed among you may have already noticed, we have a problem. And this is the reason why I didn't end up camping here on this night. And as I'll talk about in a minute, we end up actually staying here the next night. If you look up in that tower, and I can see it at this point, you may or may not be able to, there is someone up in that tower. And I was immediately like, ah, crap. Because I didn't know if it was the cops or what it was, blah, blah. Long story short, it ended up not being the police or anything like that. It ended up just being some other people who rolled up to check the place out as well. But they were kind of hanging around there, and they kind of kept hanging around there, and I didn't know how long they were planning on being there. So I just decided to cut bait and get out of there and come back the next night. So that's where we're going to pick this up. All right, guys. Well, we're here back at the airport. I'm sure the video probably cut off abruptly there. This is actually the next night. When I was here the other night, basically some people showed up, which you might not be able to see in the video. That I took previously. So yeah, anyway, we're back tonight. We are right now in the fireplace area. Probably won't be able to see anything over there. Yeah, we're gonna do some dinner. It got a little chilly out tonight, so I threw a jacket on. So tonight, I brought a different stove this time. It's Bushcraft Essentials. I felt like it was appropriate. So, as part of this airport challenge, I have to tell you a story about a plane. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't really have almost any stories I can think of about planes because, ooh, that was loud. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't really have any stories about planes. I've only been on a plane, think about this, 3 times in my life. First time this is my bag of sticks and stuff that I collected from outside to use for the stove. Yeah, the first time I was ever on a plane, I think I was about 11, 12 maybe, something like that. And my family took a trip to Lake Tahoe. My dad was going to some sort of business conference, and so, yeah, my mom and I, and my older brother, of which I have 2, but I don't know why, I don't think all 3 of us were there. I don't know what my other brother would have been doing, but anyway, not the point. So yeah, we had to fly to Lake Tahoe for that one. So that was the first time I was ever on a plane. And then the next time after that, I think my senior year in high school, maybe. Could have been like the summer between high school and college, something like that. I flew down to Georgia with my dad again to help my aunt work on her house. We were there for a few weeks, so that was the second time I was on a plane. And then the last time I was ever on a plane, I flew to Florida with my now wife to visit her parents, and that was, I don't know, like 3 years ago, something like that. It was certainly post-COVID nonsense. I can say that for sure. But yeah, so I don't really have a great plane story necessarily. But what I was thinking is that since I haven't been on a plane much and my stories are kind of boring, it is September and I am in the United States. And this may seem depressing, but I'm going to tell you my September 11th story because it seems relevant. And for tonight's dinner, we have some delicious yakisoba noodles. Anyway, so yeah, I was going to tell you my September 11th story. So, obviously something I will never forget, which is funny, I mean not funny, I guess, but interesting to say because that's what all of my teachers said at the time, is that, you know, this is something that you're going to remember forever. And I was, how old was I? I was 11 years old when it happened. And when you're 11 years old, things just, I don't know, nothing seems as important as it is. All right, we got a little bit of flame going there. Really hope that's enough to keep this going. Anyway, so my September 11th story, I've gotten distracted like 3 times. Yeah, so, I mean, my teachers were right. I obviously will never forget it. And I will never forget where I was when it happened. Or at least when I found out about it. Like I said, I was 11 years old, so I was in school. We were in the computer lab doing typing. And I honestly can't say I remember which administrator it was that came in to tell us, but I remember being very confused because you're 11 years old and that's normal. 11-year-olds are pretty much always confused. Because they told us, obviously, hey, there's been an attack. At that point, I'm 99% sure only one plane had hit the tower. The second plane hadn't hit yet. And they basically told us, yeah, we're sending everyone home. Afternoon activities are canceled. Any after school stuff is canceled. Everybody go home. And I remember being like kind of annoyed because, which I know sounds terrible, but again, I'm an 11-year-old. I'm not I'm not thinking about, I don't know, I'm not thinking about the ramifications of some planes hitting a tower in New York. These flames are actually pretty tall. I'll let this burn down a little bit before I throw my stove on there. Anyway, yeah, I was just not really thinking about the full ramifications of what that all meant. And so I remember just being upset that, because I was in middle school at that point, and, I played football, and I was on the wrestling team and stuff. And it was September, so I guess that would have been it would have been football season at that point. And, yeah, I just remember being totally annoyed that we weren't going to get to have football practice that day, because it was something I really enjoyed doing, which now, looking back, seems selfish. But, it just kind of, yeah, it was where my head was at as an 11-year-old. All right, let's get some water going here. So my plan tonight is to sleep basically right here. There, but I guess I'll finish the story. So anyway, they sent us home, and I remember getting home and my mom having the TV on, obviously, watching what was going on. And, I kind of never forget her face, just sitting there, honestly, like hands over her mouth, aghast at what was going on. And it was, I want to say, slightly after I got home, or maybe just as I got home, or slightly after, the second plane hit the second tower, and that was what basically confirmed for everybody that it was in fact a terrorist attack. And yeah, and I mean, at that point, again, I feel so dumb saying this now, but I just remember being annoyed that, like, okay, the planes hit the towers, like, there's nothing we can do about it. So, like, can I watch cartoons? And again, I know that's going to sound awful to anyone who was an adult when that happened. But, like I said, I was 11 years old. All I wanted to do was, I was at home. I didn't have to go to school. And all I wanted to do was, what I wanted to do. Watch SpongeBob or something, I'm sure. But, yeah, and then, but I mean, also, as an adult, I'm glad that obviously that didn't happen. Didn't turn on SpongeBob because, now as an adult, I remember, I watched it. I watched the towers collapse and everything, and, I have those memories now, and that's something I can, when my kids ask me about, what happened on September 11th, I'm not going to say, oh, well, I was watching SpongeBob, so I don't really remember it. I'll be able to say, yeah, it was awful. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was a depressing plane story, but that was the best I could come up with. Ah, yes, and for those who saw my last stealth camping video, I got a longer spork. For those of you thinking this looks horribly dangerous, you're probably right. And for those of you thinking, I probably should have just put the soup in the pot, you're also probably right. Alright, while we wait for our dinner to heat up here, this is where my plan is to sleep. Right up here on the fireplace. I was going to try to string a hammock like up in the actual tower, but I went up there and I couldn't really find any good tie points or anything, so yep, we're just going to go with this. Alright, there's my sleep setup. Alright, I think that's good enough. We will pack out our trash. I mean, this place is an abandoned airport and it's all messed up, but we don't want to make it any worse. Alright. Inaugural run of my new longer titanium spork. Yep. A couple spots were a little crunchy there, but I mean, it tastes like ramen. Fire's dying down at my feet. And yeah, priority one before next stealth camp is to get a new sleeping pad. But for now, this is what we got, so deuces. Alright. Well, it's still a little bit dark, but I can tell you guys right now, this is not a comfortable night. Fuck are my glasses? Yeah, I'm not sure what time it is right now, but sun's not coming up, but it's lightening up a little bit. I'm gonna look up the sunrise time and just see if I want to hang out here until the sun comes up. I'm thinking I might go up in the tower and film the sunrise because I think that'll be pretty cool. So I'll get back with you guys in a couple minutes. All right. Well, I got all my. Oh yeah, I slept right on there. I got all my sleeping stuff cleaned up. You can see we're leaving the place better than we found it. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this look at Reed City Airport. I certainly enjoyed filming it and exploring it. Leave a comment down below of things you might like to see me do in the future, or just say hello, whatever you want to do. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more. And yeah, leave a like on this video. I'm definitely going to be doing more cool stuff in the future, so I hope you enjoyed. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little stealth camping mission. May not have been what you were thinking, but it was an airport and we did stealth camp there. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.